This is DJ J-Rock with Peace, Love, and Vape. This is going to be a PLV review for the Tiffany RDA. Hey guys, welcome to Peace, Love, and Vape. This is the Tiffany RDA review. This PLV review is brought to you by PeaceLoveAndVape.com and HighVoltageVapes.com. Wow. This Tiffany kicks some butt, guys. So hey guys, let's talk about this Tiffany here. This RDA is super cool. So where do I start on this thing, man? This thing has been a lot of fun. I've been testing it out for a little over 2 weeks now. We received it at the Mile High Vapors Festival from High Voltage Vapor. So the Tiffany RDA is brought to you guys by the Common Reserve. The Common Reserve also has a juice line out, so make sure you guys go and check that out. But you definitely want to check out the Tiffany RDA. This thing is a little beast, and I'll get into why it's a little beast here in just a second. But let me show you guys what it comes in and what the packaging is like. Okay, so let's talk about the packaging it comes in. It comes in this nice plastic case here. It has a lid and some foam in there to hold all your pieces together. When you open it up, it's got your 3 airflow rings, one which is already attached to the RDA, and 2 that are side by side in the foam there. We also have 2 Clapton coils that they include that are 28 gauge over 24 gauge and 6 wrap. And I've actually been using those myself and been enjoying them. It comes with some cotton, some Japanese cotton, and it comes with extra screw heads, some regular coils, a blue screwdriver, and some extra insulators. So you have yourself a very presentable little package here. It'd be great for gifts and whatnot. But let's dive into the details of why I really like this Tiffany RDA so much. So the Tiffany RDA actually is made of several different materials. It's actually pretty cool how they've combined a bunch of materials that we've used in the industry over time into one small device. So the top cap is made out of Delrin. It's a very wide bore, almost straight, it's a straight through style drip cap, competition style. It is proprietary though to the Tiffany RDA, meaning you won't be able to take your other drip tips and such and put them on top because they're not going to fit. So it is a proprietary drip cap to the Tiffany. So just below the top cap, drip cap, you have your first ring in the Tiffany RDA. Your first ring here is actually coated either in black or blue, and it's either going to be a powder coat or it feels like that rubber coating. But it's going to have your fan inside. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about this fan later because you hear the whirling sound when you take a really hard puff, and your first thought is that this is going to be super annoying, but it's really not. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. But this fan inside is made from a high temperature nylon, so HTN, and it's actually removable. So if you find that you don't like it, you find that you don't like the whirling sound, you find that it doesn't do you any good, whatever the case may be, you can take that fan out and you can just use the ring by itself. So just below your first ring, you're actually going to find your airflow ring that you can just slip right off. A new one will slip right on. You have 3 different colors of these. You have the black color, you have the Tiffany color, and you have the silver color, which is going to be a stainless steel. And all 3 of these have the exact same design and exact same airflow, so none of these offer any different airflow options. But the Common has decided that this is too much airflow for the RDA for a lot of people, and so they've decided to manufacture a smaller airflow ring set, which if you've bought or are going to buy the Tiffany RDA, you will get those rings included. So just underneath your airflow ring, if you pull that off, you're actually going to have your base unit. This base you can just pull right off your actual base. So this is what I call your base ring. This piece is what houses your airflow, but if you pull your airflow off, you'll notice 3 notches, 3 big holes. And what those holes are for is if you actually have your airflow ring on, you can twist it to change the options that the airflow does. So if you put the airflow on, you can actually set it up so both holes are wide open, or you can turn it so that only one hole is open and one hole is blocked. So the only downside to this is that you'll always have one full open hole. So if you don't like a lot of airflow, you're really going to find that this is going to hit really airy for you. So that's the reason why that they're manufacturing the smaller rings, is because some people just don't like a lot of airflow. But this device is designed for people who like a lot of airflow. Me personally, I run it with one open ring. I close off the other ring, but that's just me personally. I'm only running a single coil in it right now for testing, and it's really been holding up fantastic with one coil. So I imagine if you did 2 coils, 2 holes, it wouldn't be too bad. So after you've pulled your base ring off, you'll have your base left, and these bases for the Tiffany RDAs are really nice. If you look inside of the RDA, you can actually see the milling on the bottom of the drip well, and these have really deep drip wells. They hold quite a bit of juice, so if you like to really get a lot of vapor coming out of there, you're gonna have just a nice fat juice well to do that with. So if you look at the base of the Tiffany RDA, the first thing you're really going to notice is that the center post is going to be made of copper. So the center post is actually made of solid copper. The Common has actually put out a video showing them cutting into one and sanding it down. So you can be sure that each one of these is solid copper. So something else that you're going to notice right away about this RDA when you look at the base is how big the holes are. The holes are extremely big, so you can fit a lot of wire through there. For people that like to do dual and triple builds, you're going to have a lot of room in there to be able to do that on this. Another thing you'll notice is that it has some really fantastic Phillips head screws. These things are not chintzy by any means. They are high quality screws, and they notch down on your wire really well. I didn't find any slippage when cranking down on the claptons that they come with. Also, the claptons that they come with are just fantastic little claptons, and they do sell those. I think they're about 2 for $5. So if you do find that you like their claptons and you're not capable or wanting to build your own, they do sell those at High Voltage and the Common for about $5 for 2. So again, I would just like to mention, you can really see the milling marks on the bottom of the drip well in this thing. As far as I'm concerned, this RDA is built really, really well. And in fact, I own about 30 RDAs, and this one right now is probably my favorite. So let's move down to the bottom of the RDA. So on the bottom of the RDA, you can see that it's inscripted, the Tiffany RDA. My serial number happens to be 0594, and it does have a copper center adjustable screw. So the center post is adjustable, so you can fit it into just about any one of your mods, which is a fantastic thing. So let me get put back together here. While I'm getting put back together, let's just do a quick recap of what we just talked about here. The build quality of the Tiffany RDA is just fantastic. I really didn't expect it to be so well made, but it really is. Really the only complaints I would have on it at all whatsoever, and this is really being nitpicky. Yeah, and so this is really being nitpicky, but if you look here on the bottom ring of the RDA, you can actually see some of the coating, the Tiffany colored coating on the top of there. And it just runs around the top of the ring and down the side just a tiny bit. And like I said, that doesn't bother me. Your ring covers that. You aren't really going to see that at all. So it's not a big deal to me, but it's there. And so I wanted to let you guys know that that was actually there on mine. The other really only complaint that there really is that there's a ton of airflow. So if you're not a big fan of a lot of airflow, you're really going to have issues there. You really gotta want a lot of airflow in order to enjoy this RDA. As far as the fan goes, let's get to the fan. Let me get put back together here. This should only take me just a second to get this put on there and screw this back on here. And so originally, when you think about having the fan in an RDA and you think about the whirling sound, you think every time I hit this thing it's gonna go whirl, and that's really gonna become super annoying. Well, I thought the same exact thing. I really did, and so I was super skeptical about, you know, this being something that I would use a lot just because of the whirling sound. I thought it would be distractive. But here's the thing, is that it's actually kind of fun, and you have to really pull on it for it to whirl really good. So unless you're power hitting every single time that you power hit, you're not going to get that whirling sound every single time you hit it. So here, let me hit it for you guys, and I just got some juice here from Workshop that I got in here, and vapor production in this thing is fantastic. One of the reasons why I like the fan so much is because it cools the vapor off. But more than that, I hate getting juice in my mouth. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I hate getting juice in my mouth. Every time you build a good coil, it's going to have what most people call flavor pop, and it's where the big juice spurts out and it, you know, makes little trails of vapor. Those usually end up in my mouth and burning my tongue or my lips, and with this fan, it stops all of that juice condensation and everything right at the fan and almost drips it back down into the RDA. So that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy having the fan. Now, the whirling sound again is give or take. If you wanna have the whirling sound, you can pull really hard. But if you don't want that, you don't have to have that. Like I said, you can remove the fan, or you can just not hit it that hard. You don't have to power hit it, you don't have to have the whirling sound. But the fan in there is super nice. So don't let the fan be a deterrent from you buying this because you don't like the whirling sound. Again, you can remove the fan if you really hate it that much, but I don't find it, and nor does Bunny find it very annoying. It's actually really fun when we want to use it. It's turned into like a little joke around here where, like, you know, it's kind of like the ba-dum bum bum, you know, at the end of a joke. Instead of that, you get one of these. You know, so that's the thing about the fan. So like it or not like it, it's there for you, and it's a great feature in my opinion. Okay, so let's talk about vapor production. Vapor production to people is really important nowadays, and I would kind of agree. I'm not a huge cloud person, but I like to blow clouds once in a while. Once in a while, I get this urge to blow some big-ass clouds. Well, with this thing, they've made it really, really easy. Check this out. So nothing special there. That's what their stock Clapton coil, just one, and their cotton that they sent along, and just some juice that I've put in there. Fantastic vapor. It's not hot. It's cooled off because of the fan. So remember that the fan is there to benefit you. It really cools that vapor off. But if you don't like cool vapor, you just take out the fan. You get those hot flavor crystals popping all over. The vapor is nice and hot. I really like a cool vape, so it's fantastic for me. But this RDA is definitely a cloud maker, which seems to be the thing lately. I'm gonna juice back up here. Get some juice back up in here, and let's give this another whirl. So final thoughts on this device is that this thing is probably one of my favorite RDAs right now. I have quite a few RDAs, like I said before, and this one just fits my needs. I like a lot of air. I like the way it looks. It is just a fantastic looking RDA. I am probably going to buy the black version personally because I like it so much. A few things I would change on it. I would include or offer a adapter for regular drip tips so that you didn't have to use the wide bore drip tip, because I personally am a glass fan. I collect trippy tips, and so I would like to use them on this RDA. So might be something that we here at Peace, Love, and Vape might look into making, is an adapter for these, so that you can use your regular drip tips. Other than that, the smaller airflow has already been addressed. Those rings are coming out. Again, if you guys have a Tiffany RDA already, contact High Voltage Vapes or the Common Reserve, whichever you bought your RDA from, and they will get those rings to you for free. That's part of their customer service package that they're offering with this RDA. The Clapton coils that come with it are fantastic. From what I've heard, they have a new version of them out. I wasn't able to get to those. I wasn't able to get to those Clapton coils, the new ones, before this was due. I just actually found out about them earlier today, but I look forward to trying those out. And if you guys haven't tried a Clapton coil, contact one of the two vendors. I'll put the links in the information below. And other than that, man, you guys need to get you one of these, because this is just a fantastic device. The airflow, the big holes, the screw heads, everything about it is just fantastic. Again, really the only things I would change would be the airflow for people who don't like the big airflow, but that's not an issue for me, and an adapter for the top so that you can use different drip tips, because not everybody likes these big huge holes. So other than that, this has been a Peace, Love, and Vape review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, and vape, everybody.